Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you might be. I am Nicole BC, and you know everything. Hey there, friend. You might feel a little called out by this episode, so trigger warning, BZ coming at ya. We're going to talk about chaos. We're just going to get right into it. And I have a feeling you might know why I'm going to have this discussion with you today. You got told you might want to sit down for this one. It's crazy out there. We know that. And one of the things a lot of my people, I'm sure not you, but everybody else listening can relate to is being a little chaos demon. Oh my gosh, I should have worn. Hold, please. She's back. Don't actually watch this episode. I just did a thing. If you're watching, you'll, again, if you know, you know. But I'm going to be reading my notes because I had a lot of fun researching this one and writing it. There's some, my favorite kind of wordplay, alliteration. I should probably, one of my writer friends was like, when you overuse a tool, it's cheesy as fuck, right? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. Proper writers use tools like alliteration to bring your attention to something, but they don't always use them. You always use alliteration. But anywho, we're going to be talking about the cult of chaos today for very obvious reasons. And I think the cult metaphor plays so very well. So please hear me out as we dive into it. Chaos is seductive, right? Like it tells you you're special. It forces you to abandon all friends and family, and most importantly, yourself and your knowing. It leads you to believe that no one else could possibly be where you're at right now doing what you do because you're about to save the world. And it is your job. It is, in fact, your raison d'être, the reason you are here. And you can't walk away from this. This is everything. There is no other place to even go. And anybody who would suggest otherwise doesn't fucking get it. They don't appreciate you. They don't love you like the chaos loves you and needs you and defines you. And my friend, when you can save everyone else, you will feel vindicated. You will feel validated. You will feel like the superhero you know you are. And yet it's always like just beyond your superpowers, your influence, your abilities to like really ever nail that chaos down and like hold it in your hand and crush it, because chaos is a scam. It's a cult and a lot of us are fucking in it. So let's call it what it is, the chaos cult. You join without realizing it. It's a happy hour hiring event. It's where all these shiny, happy people invited you to join and you felt so good getting that invitation. Maybe it was your first job, the first startup you worked for. Sorry, not sorry. Your first taste of move fast and break things, fail forward, right? But the faster you move, the more broken you get. And you don't leave because somewhere along the way, you were taught that being in makes you better than everybody else. You can do it. You can hang tough, right? You're different. This is a special club. It is exclusive. They not like us. And being this firefighter, such a noble cause, being this captain of the ship on the most tumultuous, nightmarish seas makes you capable of doing something no one else can do. That fixing these broken systems is leadership. And your suffering is actually proof of your significance. It is part and parcel with being in this very exclusive, inaccessible to most club. I was going to say this isn't a metaphor. This is absolutely a metaphor for trauma bonding. According to another report from Deloitte, my favorite, they're like a whole team of consultants and coaches. So it makes a lot of sense, right? Like one of the world's most influential, anywho. 64% of high performing professionals associate their value with how much chaos they can endure, not prevent, endure. That's not performance, my friend. That is pain. Are you squirming in your seat right now? We are addicted to the emergency because chaos gives you a high. It makes you feel important, essential, crucial. Like the world will fall apart if you stopped checking your Slack at midnight. How many times do you pick up your phone and check your email? Like on a weekend. Being in the eye of the storm, the epicenter of everything, the epitome of in the know, tricks you into thinking you're in control. But here's the truth. You're not in control at all. The cult is. The cult of chaos is running you. Addiction researchers at Stanford University found that emergency environments stimulate the same dopamine feedback loop as gambling. What's that, my friend? As addiction. The thrill, the risk, the unpredictability. Every fire feels like this chance to prove yourself, and every crisis gives you that hit of relevance. So just like any addiction, the more you feed it, the more it owns you. You stop sleeping, you stop thinking clearly, you stop questioning if this is even necessary. And the worst of it all, you repel calm. You become suspicious of the stillness because it's not giving you what you need any longer. It is not satisfying that addiction. This cult, the chaos, is incredibly isolating. It convinces you that no one cares like you do. It separates you from the rest. It crushes your boundaries. It kills your sense of family. And it destroys that inner knowing, that self-autonomy and agency that you've worked so hard to build. It actually starts to make you resent the people who aren't drowning in it. Because if you're suffering and if you've suffered, they should too, right? This is how the cult sustains itself. It rewards the martyrs. It punishes the regulated, and by regulated, I mean nervous systems. And we start to confuse burnout for dedication. And every single one of my people has a quote unquote anti-burnout culture. And also every single one of my people wants to see their people in before they are, staying after they clock out. And they're using things like turnaround time on requests or tickets or inquiries as proof of success. And they literally are blind to seeing how that investment in productivity is directly correlated to the burnout of their people, because they are prioritizing more now, again, faster, harder, more. They are the chaos demons, my friends. And a Gallup meta-analysis of 100,000 employees showed that high chaos environments have 23% lower engagement, 18% lower productivity, and 50% higher turnover. Chaos, this cult, will steal everything from you. It will drain your energy. It will kill your creativity. It will hurt your health, and it'll ruin your relationships. I came up with all of those alliterations on my own right now. Chaos and the chaos cult will never appreciate you. They will never recognize you for all of your hard work, because it's never going to be enough, because that's the whole goddamn point. You will never get a thank you from the cult. And you will get punished if you slow down, if you find calm, if you learn to regulate. Punish the regulated is a critical culture-defining mechanism inside these chaos cults, and calling it out directly will get you exercised right? It will get you uninvited. So the hidden rule of chaos culture is to punish the regulated. In chaotic organizations, regulation, emotional, operational, or structural, these systems we talked about in the last episode, they get absolutely ignored and bulldozed. When those systems and structures are ignored, we are quietly punishing any style of regulation and accountability. The calm person is seen as not committed enough. Can you relate to that? Like, I just recorded the last episode, so it's like fresh in the brain hole. Shy, that's a calm person, probably. Someone who's not speaking up all of the time because they feel like everything's taken care of. Like, the calm person is seen as not as committed enough because if you're not stressed, it must mean you don't care. Your composure is mistaken for disengagement. That is what the chaos cult does. This is what I talk about when I talk about culture or behavior or what are we rewarding, right? Like, someone just quietly doing their job should be pretty fucking great. But yeah, it often gets judged as like, I'm sure you've been in, well, I've not been in these organizations. I'm just thinking of like Office Space with like Flair, Flair does not necessarily make for a successful staff member. The boundary holder is labeled as difficult or not a team player. And I know you've been here, my friend, when the person says, well, I can't stay late or I can't come in extra because I've got X, Y, or Z family, blah, blah, blah. And oftentimes we feel like we have to make up an excuse when the reality is we can just say, no, not available for that. Didn't sign up for it. It's extra. I'm not available. Like, now, again, we can reward people for participating in extra stuff, assuming that we've also created an environment that allows people to say no, because then that yes really fucking means it. But if you are only getting punished if you don't say yes to every single fucking opportunity, that's what I mean when I say lip service. That's what I mean when I say your culture is at a huge dissonance for your values. If you have an anti-burnout culture, but then you're only rewarding, promoting, incentivizing, celebrating people to say yes to working 80-hour weeks, like if you log off on time and you don't reply at midnight or even within like a 3-hour window, you're selfish. The cult hates you. Even if your work is impeccable. Do you see why I wanted to record this episode right after the last episode? There is actually a method to my madness. Sometimes I'm even surprised. The system thinker, I'm waving, is slowing things down. The person saying, wait, can we check out the process? Or is there a workflow for that? Or, oh my gosh, you've just identified a huge gaping fucking hole. Let's celebrate that problem, take a beat, and figure out how we're not going to do this again in the future. If you ask for a process instead of jumping into chaos, you're not fast moving enough. You're not, failing forward or whatever it is. Especially if you're saying something like, help me understand how to honor this priority while the other priority is still on my plate, and you're getting told you're talking back, like you're preventing rework, burnout, and failure, and you're still getting punished for it in the chaos cult. The emotionally regulated leader is seen as cold or what's the word I always get? Detached. You don't yell, you don't panic, you don't trauma bond, you don't tell everybody all of your fucking problems. Your people don't know what you're doing in your off time. Like, that must mean you're not passionate. That must mean you don't care that about me, about us, about the cult, especially when things are thriving. So in reality, emotionally regulated leaders create psychological safety. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Emotionally regulated leaders create psychological safety. According to Google's Project Aristotle. Do you like how every time I pull out one of my stats, I have to like make fun of myself for doing it? I don't know. I just feel like it's wanky. I spent the first, 2 years of this podcast being like, fuck data and science. But now with the help of ChatGPT, and I'm in this deep research phase for this other project. I think it's just fucking cool that people are actually like asking the same questions I am, but then doing like, asking 10,000 people for their answers. And we call that science. Anywho, Google's Project Aristotle said psychological safety, or didn't say, but based on one of their studies, discovered that psychological safety is the number one predictor of team success. Not hustle, not heroics, and sure shit, not chaos. Chaos culture needs drama to justify itself. What? You need drama to justify your shit? Mm-hmm. If someone can deliver high performance without suffering, it threatens the core of the chaos cult's belief system. Work must hurt to be meaningful. How many of you out there have been programmed to believe if it wasn't hard, it didn't matter? If you didn't struggle, you didn't try hard enough. That's what hustle hard is. It's not just being fucking busy all of the time, my friend. It is continually punishing and judging and stressing yourself the fuck out, because if you're not proving it, it doesn't matter. Anyone who shows it's possible to lead, succeed, and stay regulated becomes a disruptive force. And this is why I'm recording this today, right now. You have full permission to be calm, to be regulated, to have boundaries, and to do what you need to do to feel safe. And the chaos cult is going to fucking hate you for it. Instead of being elevated, you will be quietly, socially, culturally punished. This is the darkest secret of the chaos cult. It punishes the regulated. You set a boundary, you don't care enough. You leave work at work, you're not hungry enough. You don't panic, you're seen as cold and detached, not a team player. You are not the problem. Your regulation is too disruptive for this chaos cult. They need chaos to survive. You, my friend, recognizes it is calm that allows all of us to thrive. You are exposing the scam by doing you, boo. So recognize, remember, reinforce that the chaos cult will punish you for being still, clear, and grounded because they are dangerous. They reveal the truth. The suffering isn't necessary. The drama is optional. But the cult only works if everyone believes in setting shit on fire all of the damn time. So how do you get out of the chaos cult, my friend? Quietly, intentionally, consistently. Just lead with clarity. Clarity is the antidote to chaos. It's not exciting, but it's real. It's repeatable. It won't burn you alive, but it will reassure you. And you'll know you have quietly exited stage right because you aren't going to get praised for the emotional labor that you're doing. You aren't probably even going to get noticed. You will feel secure doing what you do best and not taking on the rest. It might show up like a little bit of guilt at first, but like I said, with clarity, consistency, and intention, you are joining the calm crew. You might be mainlining coffee like me because you're no longer pumping adrenaline and cortisol through your veins. Then you need something, because no vices is no fun. But you're not chasing every deadline and every point of productivity, and your systems support you more than your anxiety. You're following trust and intuition and creativity, loosely showing up as curiosity, instead of the crowd, the chaos cult. There are organizations that abso-fucking-lutely love the chaos. And then there are calm organizations. Those calm spaces report 50% less conflict across their teams, less fire, more flow. This isn't about being emotionless. This is about being emotionally unavailable to chaos. And this is about paying attention to your nervous system, but not paying with your nervousness just to feel needed. That was a stretch, but I think we got there. This is about walking away from the fire and recognizing if you don't pour fuel on it, it's probably just going to burn out or not. And then the whole thing's going to burn down, but like you're not standing there. So you're going to be okay. You don't need to declare it. You don't need to destroy it. You just become the calm, the quiet, the clear. The calm cartel, it sounds like cooler than the calm crew. We can be in the calm cartel. Okay. So that's it. That's all I got. Let others perform in the chaos and we can applaud them from our safe little sidelines. And this is really important if you find yourself in spaces and if you inadvertently joined up to a chaos cult, this is the sign you weren't looking for. But my sense is you might be like that guru in like leading a chaos cult. So if you need some support group, 12-step program, I got you. Just notice what you're tuning into, notice what you're investing in, notice how your nervous system is performing on a regular day-to-day. Notice the anxiety and worry and when it pops up and where and how and like how it feels. I'm not saying you're the leader and founder of a chaos cult. You're listening for a reason. You got this far, so you're doing your damn best. But if any of this resonated with you in a way that wasn't simply reinforcing your willingness to put you first and take the space and the time to say yes to the things that feel healthy and no to the things that feel like they are abusive or crossing boundaries or unnecessary, you know what to do, my friend. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. And that's all I got. Okay, bye.